The Celtics Talk Podcast is presented by 24autogroup.com. 11 locations across New England.
What's up, everybody?
Wave those rally towels! They did not work in Cleveland.
Celtics, 109-102. Game 4 victory. I'm already ahead of myself. Over the Cleveland Cavaliers. They had to win gritty, though.
They did have to win gritty. They found out that Donovan Mitchell wasn't playing, and I think we speak for all of Celtics Nation when we're the ones who went,
Yep.
Oh, no.
I was terrified.
Yeah, I was too.
Yeah, it's weird that we feel that way, but the scariest part is when the Celtics can mentally downshift in any situation.
I will say also it empowers, I should say, the other team, the opponents. I mean, to come out, play free, take as many shots as you want because that guy who was taking all the shots isn't on the floor. And so there is something to that, I think, especially in that first game that you're playing without your star. And then the Celtics having to figure out a way defensively to adjust to that and the way that the Cavs are playing. So that in itself. But the Celtics team, as we know, has the talent that
doesn't always love to show it.
Issue. Yes.
So, I mean, and that's what I'm going to walk away. And it was funny because we were just doing BST and they were all like, well, where would you rank this win? It was so ugly. And I'm like, yeah, like, we're not looking for style points at this point.
No.
But I think in the moment, sure, we hold this team to a high standard. We expect them to play to a high level. And you're looking at it, you're going, there's no reason this should be a 5-point game with under 5 minutes to go, triggering the crunch criteria for the first time. Because no Donovan Mitchell, no Jared Allen. Like, it shouldn't go that way.
To me, though, this is a positive. The fact is the Celtics have not been as you said, in a crunch time situation. They have not played in a clutch game since April 5th. That was against Sacramento, and that was largely the reserves. And so this starting group has not been in these moments. I mean,
I don't even know the date. So
for months.
Like 40 days, 45 days?
And so the fact that they got to get out here and work on some execution, and then also the word that came out post-game is defense. The fact that they were able to lock down, flip a switch, and get stops when they absolutely needed to.
No, Donovan Mitchell. You should be locking in defensively against that team. Look, credit to Darius Garland and Max Strus even had it going in the first half. You just felt like at some point they were had to cool off, and I think it's just clear. Like when they don't have the superstar on that side that could make the big buckets the way that Jason and Jaylen did in the final 5 minutes. I love that. Jason had it first. They got it to 5, fumbles the ball, manages to finish the layup. But my favorite part of the night. So I don't know if you saw it because you were.
Yeah.
So Jaylen makes the big three. He's barking at the ref because he kind of got screened by him at one point or whatever. He's just kind of like, hey, get out of my way. And Jason goes over and just wails him right in the chest. And Jaylen was like, ah! I love that.
No, he was offended. He was upset. He was mad about it.
No, he wasn't mad at that.
He was like, oh, who just did this to me? So those were the best moments in the post-game press conferences. First of all, it was Jaylen trying to talk about the official. He was in my way. He didn't understand what I was saying, but he literally was another screener out there and just... He was a part of the play, and then when I tried to tell him that, he didn't understand or care. And Jay was like, bro. And that's why he got so upset, is because the message was not getting across. But then he said about Jason, yes, he was not expecting it, didn't see who it came from, the hard thwack. I'm trying to get that
yeah, he just bam.
But Jason was asked about it, and he's
Take a real swing.
I mean, I didn't know how hard I hit him. I've been lifting a lot lately. So.
I just love it because you could tell in the moment it mattered, and they had, like you said, they had not been in that situation, and so I think there was a little bit of, not that they doubt themselves, but sure, that's where you got to be good. That's where you got to come up, and so for each of them to sort of have their own moment in there, it's really encouraging to me.
That was a huge shot from Jaylen.
Oh my gosh. And it was like, if I remember, the possession really wasn't going anywhere. It just felt like one of those situations where he was going to have to put it up, and to make that three, to get it back to 8, I suspect it was, and it just felt like they called timeout at that point, and 90 seconds to go probably. It felt like that was the sealer, even though they had to make some free throws down the stretch.
The other
just
highlight for post-game.
Yeah, what do you got for me?
Jaylen Brown, who has been phenomenal here in Cleveland, said...
Any weather talk?
There's no other talk. But, yes, he closed it by saying he had another mic drop moment. Ooh. And he said, I don't think there's anybody on the other side that can guard me. So I'm just getting in the lane, taking my time, doing whatever I want. And it certainly looks like that. The numbers bear it out. The efficiency that he has played with in these 2 games, Chris. So I know he's giving the Cavs some bulletin board material, but to me, I like that. Jaylen Brown showing he's not afraid of that.
Can we talk about like what we have to work, the conditions we have to work in? Al, get over here for a second. Can you show the people our cameraman?
Through the rally towels.
Who is not. Who is,
Thundersticks. Let them know.
Who are you letting know?
the people.
So, Forsberg, what we do want to talk about, too. Let me get the rally towel again.
We've reached the slander part of the evening. So I just want to say, like, I'm trying to concentrate on what Abby's saying, and my cameraman, who's not even at the camera, is just wandering around.
I thought you were just trying to talk more smack about the Cleveland.
I would like to. I mean, the Thundersticks clearly did not work.
Swag.
Why don't you talk about this? Was on the T-shirt as well. Alec, is that in the monitor? Can you do your job for 30 seconds? Thank you. All right, so everyone can see this. It says Cleveland Cavaliers.
Game 4, must win for the Cavs, and this is what they come up with.
And the T-shirts too. I love it.
Is it better than the clock from the last game?
We slandered the clock, and it turns out this is even worse. So this was like it was as if they were trying to come up with another slogan besides "Let them know," whatever the other slogan has been, and "Time to let them know." And they're just like, I got nothing.
It's like right
yeah,
in front of your face.
every 3 feet in this building. They decided let's just make a very factual T-shirt.
I also am really curious about where Loudville came from.
Because it's so
and
loud.
What marketing person was like, you know what, we should call this place Loudville.
No.
That is so cool.
Are you going to try to join this podcast now?
They pump in so much noise.
They do pump in a lot of noise, especially during the promo videos.
Oh, that's not real?
Oh yeah, you can hear like the difference. You can. Are you joking? I couldn't tell. But right.
I was keeping track of all the
People that
motivational
roast me.
videos that
they played.
But I lost track. I lost count. They did have a good one though.
I did send you on a coffee run at one point because we needed something to keep us awake.
No, but they did have a really good motivational one. I mean, I'm not sure it was motivating, but it was fun to watch. It was Back to the Future.
Yes.
Breaking out Doc Brown.
Not bad.
Yeah, that was my favorite one. It didn't really make sense as far as what it was supposed to do for the crowd, but
Just on the marketing thing, Loudville, like, you can make anything is just add town at the end. So, like, go to Crazy Town or Chicken Finger Town or whatever, and all of a sudden they're just serving nothing but chicken fingers. So it's like going to Loudville. It's all loud.
that's like, it's not intimidating. Loudville? Hey, come hang. It sounds like there should be a cartoon character there. It's like screaming and waving thundersticks at you.
It's pretty much what it was.
Pretty much what it is.
Sir Cece and McGruff the
I
Crime
feel
Dog.
bad. We don't need to bash these guys anymore. They're doing the best they can.
LeBron was here.
Oh my gosh. How do you feel about that, honestly? So LeBron James,
weird.
yeah, sitting courtside with his wife Savannah, who had an amazing hat. Is really what stood out to me about this. But yes, they played the entire video montage of LeBron and bringing the championship to Cleveland, which he did.
He did.
But he plays for the Lakers now. He's not retired.
Akron man
He's still
attends.
an active player in the NBA.
Akron man attends Cavaliers game. That's all it was. He's sort of here like, hey, look at me. And, we all know what's happening, right? Like, he's got the choice of what he wants to do. Son's coming into the league. Hey, any team out there sure would like to come home. Maybe the Lakers are watching from afar.
Saw Khloe Kardashian here as well.
You missed Khloe.
Star-studded turn in Cleveland. Did
do
they
love-
come for the weather? Perhaps.
The only guy I don't think we touched on fully was Drew Holiday. With Derek White slumping, with Al Horford a little bit in a funk, didn't make a lot of shots tonight. Big that Drew has found a way to step up the last 2 games.
That was my favorite part of the pre-game press conference, is that Joe Mazzulla was asked about Al Horford's minutes load, and he just said, Al is good. So leave that there. But yes, I think Drew was huge, stepping up. A lot of people have talked about how much he has had to sacrifice, particularly on the offensive end. And I think it's good. It's great that he's finding some rhythm, but also getting aggressive.
It has been encouraging because, like you said, Derek White, I mean, it's weird, right? Little slump. He's going to come out of it, right?
He'll be fine. Derek White. What Brad Stevens always says, like, I do not lose sleep over Derek White.
Water finds its level.
Yeah. Exactly.
Anything else stand out to you about this game? I know we went off the rails. I don't even remember what we talked about. I've done like 9 of these interviews now, and I don't remember.
What were people getting mad about
Who?
post-game?
When I was yelling at the camera?
Yes.
So again, they think, well, one of the topics was it a nice win, and it's like whatever, it is what it is. The other thing was is the Tatum superstar discussion. Is he
After this tonight?
I'm just telling you what they told me. They played the sound from the other night.
There were so many times throughout the season that Jason was taking those clutch shots, and everybody was so angry, looking to diversify the offense. And now, that's exactly what happens.
Yeah, well, we can't please everybody.
Can't. That's true.
All right, we're going to look ahead, but first, here's more from our post-game show.
Look no further than the award-winning 24 Auto Group. With over 2,600 vehicles in stock, the brands you love, backed by the savings and service you can count on. Visit today or shop online at 24autogroup.com.
Give credit to Cleveland. They came out with great energy. They play fast. They play hard. They tried to speed us up. They tried to rattle us, and I think it worked in the first half. And then the second half we composed ourselves a little bit better and pulled away a little bit.
They came out on an 8-2 run. Joe calls a quick timeout. What was he saying in that timeout? What was happening to you guys at the start of the game?
He called a quick timeout. I guess they made some shots in transition, and we wanted to take away transition baskets, especially Strus. He made a few of his threes came in transition, and just it seemed like the overall intensity and pressure of the game was affecting us in the beginning. Like we was looking around, and it took a minute for us to get actually into the game, get involved, stop ball watching, and play some basketball.
Jaylen, on that point, you guys cut down the amount of threes you gave up in the second half. You turned the ball over 6 less times. Was it something that you guys did? Joe said, you, Jason, did, or was it more you're finally getting used to them without Mitchell on the floor?
A little bit of both. Without Mitchell, but they played with a desperation, with an intensity, with that you're observant. The officiating was a little different tonight. It was a weird game. I got into foul trouble early, but going into halftime, what I said, just get composed. We haven't played well. We still up 5. Just take our time, get to our spacing, and I think we did that better in the second half, and that's what enabled us to settle down a little bit.
Jaylen, you got into a situation with Strus, and then the crowd booed you for the time you touched the ball. What's that like to kind of be the villain? And then were your discussions with the officials after that productive, or what was that like? Just kind of try to figure out some things for the calls.
I embrace it. I drove to the basket, felt like there was some contact, finished the play, landed on the ground, and I feel like somebody kicking me in the back of the head, I feel like I got the right to remove or at least try to protect that. I wasn't trying to do nothing there, trying to trip nobody up, but at the same time, you're not about to just kick me in the head. It is what it is. I think they made the right call, and we moved on.
On that, you hit the big 3 there in the last 2 minutes, and what do you think about your guys' execution offensively in those crunch moments? And then you also got pretty fired up after that play. Did someone hit you on that as you're going back down the floor?
No, Tyler, who the official who was running down the sideline, I don't think he was paying attention, but he was like in the play. So as I'm lifting up, like I bump into him first. I had to push him out the way, then catch the ball, then able to knock the shot. But it's like, it was like he was an extra defender right there because he was in the way. So that's what I was telling him to get his ass out the way.
Jason also hit you like a congratulatory hit, and you look back at him like.
Yeah, I'm gonna get Jason back for that too. I wasn't paying no attention, and he just comes out of nowhere and with a left hook straight to the chest. I'm gonna get him back for that.
What was his response when you told him to get his ass up? His ass all the way.
I guess he didn't know what I was talking about, but he actually really. I thought he had an effect on the play. Maybe I was tripping. I gotta watch it, but I'm lifting because we wanted to give JT space, but I'm lifting on that wing. And as I'm coming up, I bump into Tyler, on the floor, and I think that affects. It's a possession of importance like that. That makes a big difference. Like you bumping into the official while you trying to get the spacing and get an open look. You got to be more aware, I thought. But it's all good. Shot went in. We win the game, so probably a non-story.
They pulled within 5, and then you held them to 2 points until there were 30 seconds left. What did you like about your defensive crunch time execution?
I think rebounding, I think that's the key. Like you see in a lot of times, especially in these games, like teams get up shots and they just rebound after rebound after rebound and stuff like that. We allowed them to get one shot, whether it was a make or miss, they only got one shot. And then we played from there. I think that Cleveland played really well. Credit to Garland, like he played with so much more intensity, so much more pace, and stuff like that. That he had some tough shots, but I thought we still won the rebound game, so I thought that was encouraging.
Jaylen, it seems like Drew and Derek kind of pick each other up when one or the other is struggling. How do their games complement each other?
I think that they are, they are our X factors. I think when they're playing well, or one of them playing well, or both of them playing well, it makes us extremely tough to beat. I think that no matter what, we got to maintain our defensive identity, whether we're making shots or not. So I just need those two to always be locked in physically on defense. But on offense, Drew had it going tonight. Drew had it going last night. He was aggressive, and that's the Drew I think that we need going forward if we're going to continue to do what we want to do. And Derek continued to take his shots and spots. He made some big shots down the stretch, but continue to stay into the game. Even if your shot's not falling, you can still make plays to help you win. Rebounds, clutch shots, block shots, defensive plays. All of that little stuff adds up. We don't got time to hang our head. You got a good shooting night or a bad shooting night, you still got to affect the game. So credit to those two. They've been professional, but we got to continue to get more from them as we go forward.
Jaylen, we had another
last question
here, 9 of 15 from the floor. You talk about the team's poise, just connection on the offense collectively. Is that what's leading to this streak of hot shooting for you throughout this series?
Say that one more. What's the question?
When you went 9 for 15 again, another efficient night. You talked about the poise and the way you guys move the ball. Is that what's leading to these efficient games that you've been putting together throughout this series?
I guess you could say that. I just see me being aggressive. I don't think anybody over there could really guard me. I just get into the paint, take my time, and I feel like that's what I've been doing, not just in the playoffs, but all season long, So I just get to my spots and just do what I do.
Chris, you kind of said before the game you didn't love the news that Donovan Mitchell was out because you thought, Celtics might relax a little bit. How are we feeling now?
Yeah, I mean, obviously I feel better that they got the win, but the main takeaways, right, is style points don't matter this time of year. It's just about getting the victory. I thought the Celtics played one of their probably clumsiest postseason games, the turnovers, the stagnant offense at points, and yet because they didn't have the superstar on the other side, you were able to survive it. So that's not going to be good enough most nights. I suspect, we'll see what happens with Mitchell moving forward, but you're going to have to be better than that, whether it's to finish this series or whatever comes next. And so I didn't love it overall, but you know what? They hadn't been in a crunch time game all postseason. They played well down the stretch. Jason and Jaylen kind of carried you through those moments, so I'm not going to quibble.
That's interesting that you say that because I thought this was Cleveland, without Donovan Mitchell, this was Cleveland's best postseason offensive output against probably the best defense they faced. So where do you feel like Cleveland struggled today?
I mean, just obviously when you don't have Mitchell out there, every time they got within 9, 7, it just felt like they got a little tight, which is probably to be expected, right? And I know Garland had some big shots along the way, but it just felt like to me they didn't have that one guy that they could put the ball in his hands and carry them to the finish line and get them closer than the 5 that they got to. On the flip side, you got Jason and Jaylen being able to kind of hit big time buckets for you and put the ball in their hands. So for me, well, I just think, and some of it goes back to how bad the turnovers were and giving them easy opportunities. I think the number isn't quite indicative, I'd say, of the Cavs offense as much as I thought. I didn't love the Celtics, the way they made things a little bit easy on them at times.
I'm with Forsberg on this part that, at times we did get stagnant offensively, but we still found a way to win. And to me, the most encouraging thing out of everything else is that our 2 best players showed that they were the 2 best players. Because on any given night with Donovan Mitchell out there, he could be the best player on the court. And we've seen him be the best player on the court and win a game. So the fact that we have 2 guys that went out there and showed they were the 2 best players, that was encouraging to me. I think that they take that momentum and they build on that. They show what they can do. Obviously, Derek White will be a lot better offensively. Drew Holiday is finally in the playoffs showing what we all know that he can bring to the table offensively. So I actually thought this game was super encouraging at the end of the day. Besides the turnovers, I did not like the turnovers. But overall, I thought it was encouraging for the psyche of this team moving forward.
I don't disagree. What I would say is that you can find those positives, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter, right? Like, it's about winning, about getting 4 victories, getting on to the next series. I just think they got to be a little bit crisper moving forward. It is good that Drew Holiday seems to have turned the corner. We've seen the last 2 games, like, what he can do potentially, and it helps when Derek's going through this little slump, when Al Horford couldn't get anything to drop. There's definitely positives to pluck. I just think, when in the grand scheme of things, got to take it up another level.
One last one for you, Chris, real quick, because it felt like you saw a little bit more emotion out of Jason Tatum, especially when Jaylen Brown was scoring the ball. That was at least from what you saw on the television. What did you see in person?
Yeah, so it was funny. I had the monitor next to me, and you see Jaylen Brown react because Jason hit him so damn hard after that 3-pointer. I love that moment. I love that they're that intense in that moment, that they knew they hadn't been in that crunch time scenario right now, and like they hadn't had to respond. And whether it was Jason first kind of fumbling it but getting the layup when they first got within 5, or when it was Jaylen hitting the big 3 to sort of seal it there in the final minutes. I love the way they reacted to that moment. I love the way they not only responded like with the buckets, but like how emotional they were. Like, they get it, right? I go back to it. It's not the prettiest game tonight, but they knew they found a way to kind of grit through it. And even if it wasn't their best effort, the fact of the matter is it's 3-1. Play better at home. Get this thing done. I don't think they want to come back and see the Cleveland weather. Although it was really nice here today. All right, Abby. Will we be back in Cleveland?
No, we will not. Dick Leip had an awesome stat that the Celtics have never not closed out a series after taking a 3-1 lead. And Donovan Mitchell being day-to-day, I mean, if he wasn't able to play tonight, even if he can get it going for Wednesday, do you think, wait, is it Wednesday? What day is today?
Yes, it's Monday.
Today's Monday, yeah. So even if he can't get it going for
Wednesday.
Wednesday, I mean, what percent would he be? I'm pretty sure we're not going to see Jared Allen at all in this series.
Poor Jared
I think
Allen.
That's a safe bet.
I wish the team would come out and just say, like, he's really hurt, because it makes the player look kind of bad. But I don't know. I don't know the full situation. I'm not here to talk about the Cavs. I do think you're right. Like, Donovan Mitchell, I don't know if he'll be able to play, but when I look at their options of extending this series, if he's even 60% of Donovan Mitchell, he probably has to go or try. I don't know if that's fair to him because he's got a little of his future to think about. But yeah, unless they just, unless Strus goes nuts, unless they hit 23s, they're road matches.
Which they were pretty close to tonight, and it still wasn't enough.
Yeah.
And going back home to TD Garden, where the Celtics, I feel like Jason Tatum mentioned it. It was the last thing he said is that we do want to get home and give our fans something to cheer about. So they are aware of being 500 in Boston, and that's not the best thing for a team to do.
I like to extend these podcasts as long as possible, and that's probably my favorite thing to do. But I need one more trip to Barrio. So
I got to drive home, or I got to drive back to the farm tonight. We got a lot going on.
Sure you don't want Barrio one more time? Do you want to tell the people how many times I went to Barrio during this trip?
Is it 5? 3? 4?
Oh, we're at 4. Oh.
I mean, you had to sneak in some breweries in there.
We don't have to reveal all. And there was golf. Oh,
and a round of golf yesterday on Mother's Day. Chris Forsberg just blowing up the spot here.
There are levels to my golf game, and unlike you, I will not curse. Which was evidently the best moment. All the commenters, oh, Abby's so cute. So leave a comment glowing about me for a change, or Al, who had his first birdie on the golf course.
Ask for glowing comments.
Watch me.
I just did, and I'm telling you, probably shouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, I know. Now here it's gonna flip it the other way. All right, I'm gonna go get some tacos. We'll catch you back in Boston on the Celtics Talk Podcast.